Genocide, a term that sends shivers down our spines. It refers to the deliberate and systematic destruction of a group of people because of their ethnicity, religion, or political beliefs. But did you know there are some genocides that history seems to have deliberately tried to erase? In today's video, we will discuss 10 of these hidden and forgotten genocides. That should be part of our collective memory. Before we begin, please take some time to subscribe. And without further ado, let's dive into the shadows of history. Number 1, the First Congo Genocide. When the Democratic Republic of Congo gained independence from Belgium in 1960, it was a nation full of promise. However, this newfound freedom was short-lived. From 1964 to 1965, the Congo experienced its first genocide, a horrific event that claimed an estimated 200,000 to 600,000 lives. This violence was not just a random outburst of savagery. It was a well-coordinated campaign targeting specific ethnic groups. The Lubalunda and Pand people were among the first victims of this systematic brutality. The perpetrators of this genocide were not an unknown group, but rather a combination of Congolese army units and foreign mercenaries hired by Belgian interests. The aim was to eliminate those perceived as threats to the stability of the newly independent state. But why? Why would such a young nation resort to such extreme measures? The answer lies in the complexities of post-colonial politics, power struggles, and the fight for control over the rich resources of the Congo. The First Congo Genocide is a tragic reminder of the fragility of peace and the lengths to which some will go to maintain power. It's a story often overlooked in our collective memory, but one that must be remembered if we are to learn from the mistakes of the past. Number 2, the Cam Genocide. Between 1981 and 1984, the world turned a blind eye to the Cam Genocide and then British Cameroon. What happened during this period was nothing short of horrific. An estimated 20,000 members of the Cam ethnic group lost their lives at the hands of the Cameroonian army and the native militia groups. The Cam had long been marginalized, and the situation came to a head when they revolted against the government. The response was brutal and swift. Entire villages were wiped out, men, women, and children alike. The world watched in silence as this genocide unfolded. The Cam Genocide serves as a stark reminder that even in modern times, ethnic cleansing and genocide can occur. It also highlights the failure of the international community to act swiftly and decisively to stop such atrocity. Number 3, the Indonesian mass killings of 1965 to 1967. In the mid-1960s, Indonesia became a battleground for a communist insurgency. The government responded with a brutal crackdown that resulted in one of the most horrific episodes of violence in the country's history. Between 1965 and 1967, an estimated 500,000 to 3 million people were killed. The victims were not only communists, but also anyone suspected of supporting the communists. Entire families were wiped out, leaving behind a legacy of trauma and suffering that continues to haunt the nation today. The Indonesian killings remain a dark stain on the country's history and a chilling reminder of the dangers of unchecked power and the importance of human rights. Number 4, the Rwandan Genocide. The Rwandan Genocide is a tragedy that shook the world. It occurred in 1994 when the Hutu extremists launched a campaign of violence against the Tutsi minority. In just 100 days, an estimated 800,000 people were brutally murdered. Men, women, and children were hacked to death with machetes, all because of their ethnicity. The world knew about this genocide, and yet it seemed to stand by and watch as hundreds of thousands of innocent people were being slaughtered. The Rwandan genocide is a testament to the power of hate and the dangers of unchecked extremism. It also raises questions about the responsibility of the international community to protect civilians from such atrocities. Number 5, the Ottoman erased. The Ottoman Empire, once a powerful force in world history, has often been romanticized in popular culture. But behind the grandeur and mystique, there's a darker truth that history tends to forget. During the rule of the Ottoman Sultan Abdul Hamid II in the late 19th century, there was a systematic campaign of violence against the Armenians living within the empire. Historians estimate that hundreds of thousands of Armenians were killed, and many more were forced to flee their homes. The Ottoman Empire tried to erase the Armenians from their historical narrative, but their stories are a testament to the resilience of the human spirit in the face of unimaginable adversity. Despite the attempts to erase them from history, the Armenian community continues to thrive, keeping their traditions and culture alive through generations. Number 6. The Herero and Nama genocide in German Southwest Africa. Today, Namibia stands as a beacon of democracy in a region often overshadowed by conflict. But beneath its scenic landscapes and vibrant culture, there's a haunting past that few know about. During the early 20th century, Namibia was under German colonial rule, and the Herero and Nama people resisted against the oppressive regime. The German forces responded with brutal tactics, including the use of poison gas, something unheard of at the time. Over 100,000 Herero and Nama people perished in this genocide, a tragic event that has left an indelible mark on the country's history. Number 7. The Holocaust in Cambodia. The Khmer Rouge regime in Cambodia during the 1970s was one of the most brutal in history. Led by Pol Pot, this radical communist group sought to transform Cambodia into an agrarian society. Their methods were extreme and their vision was twisted. From 1975 to 1979, the Khmer Rouge carried out a systematic campaign of violence and terror, killing an estimated 2 million people. Those who died were not only political enemies, but also intellectuals, religious figures, and anyone deemed as enemies of the state. The Khmer Rouge regime erased any trace of Cambodian culture and history. They destroyed temples, banned religion, and outlawed foreign languages. The Cambodian genocide is a chilling reminder of the dangers of totalitarianism and the importance of preserving our cultural heritage. Number 8. The Rohingya genocide in Myanmar. The Rohingya people have faced persecution in Myanmar for decades, but in recent years, the situation has taken a horrifying turn. Since 2017, the Myanmar military has been accused of carrying out a genocide against including mass killings, rape, and the burning of villages. The aim, according to the United Nations, is to drive the Rohingya out of Myanmar. The world has watched in horror as this genocide has unfolded. The Rohingya are one of the most persecuted minorities in the world, and their story is a testament to the resilience of the human spirit in the face of unimaginable adversity. Number 9, the Guatemalan genocide. Guatemala has a rich history and culture, but in the 20th century, the country was torn apart by a brutal civil war. From 1960 to 1996, an estimated 200,000 people were killed in this conflict, many of them indigenous Maya people. The Guatemalan military carried out massacres, burned villages, and used torture to silence its critics. The aim was to crush any opposition to the regime and ensure that the military remained in power. The Guatemalan genocide is a tragic example of the lengths to which oppressive regimes will go to maintain control. It is also a reminder of the importance of fighting for justice and equality in the face of overwhelming odds. Number 10, East Timor, the struggle for independence. East Timor is a small country in Southeast Asia, but its path to independence was a long and bloody one. For centuries, the territory was ruled by Portugal, and then Indonesia invaded and occupied it. In 1975, when Portugal decided to end its colonial rule and grant East Timor independence, Indonesia invaded the territory. A brutal struggle ensued. An estimated 250,000 people were killed in the fight. The Indonesian occupation of East Timor was one of the most brutal acts of aggression in modern history. It was only in 2002 that East Timor finally gained its independence. As we conclude this journey through the shadows of history, we are left with a profound sense of sadness and a renewed commitment to ensuring that such atrocities never repeat themselves. These genocides are not just events of the past. They are a warning for the future. They remind us that hate and intolerance can lead to unimaginable horrors, and that we must remain vigilant in the face of injustice and oppression. Thank you for joining us today. If you want to support us in producing more videos like this one, please consider making a donation. Your contributions will help us continue to bring important and underreported stories to light. Until next time, stay curious, stay informed, and stay engaged.